Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday evening here at ANF Plus and the First Alert Desk. And we are giving you updates on the news that's happening here in Atlanta tonight, and also talking about some of the storms that have passed through earlier this evening. Some of you, it was kind of wild, saw plenty of sunshine out there, but also some of you were seeing some pretty strong downpours, including here in Midtown. We were hearing it during our newscast earlier. So a lot going on as we kind of approach the middle of the week, and some of the big stories that we're working on still here tonight and here in our newsroom, but also we've been working on all day. One of them, really kind of looks at school security. And you may be thinking, why we're talking school security? Here in the summertime, this is when teachers and administrative staff are really working on some of the changes we may see ahead. And we're still about 3-4 weeks until some students start to go back to school here in the metro area. And today, one big aspect is educators are looking at keeping guns off school campuses, and specifically in DeKalb County. They were talking about this today, and they're talking about a $1.6 million purchase that will expand security systems east of Atlanta. And so, obviously a big deal when we talk about what happens during the school year, and we see threats all across the country. And these school leaders are certainly trying to make some changes that would impact schools and what happens in some of our buildings. And our Yasmina Alston has been looking into this today and found out how this could impact students. And here's some of what she found.
I'm Yasmina Alston in DeKalb County, where schools like Wadsworth Magnet will be getting new weapons detection systems. DeKalb Early College Academy is also getting the machines. DeKalb County schools say 4 other high schools are getting additional machines. The school district has used them for about a year and recently voted to buy more. The reason why? Because having the devices has shown a decrease in the number of weapons confiscated in school buildings.
That report tonight from Yasmina Alston, who's looking into this. And so we'll have to see where this goes. Certainly something that piques the interest of a lot of people when we talk about school safety and what schools are doing across the country to deal with this. This may be one answer, at least in DeKalb County. And so we'll keep you updated on what happens there when we talk about that $1.6 million plan there in DeKalb County schools. Another big story, and continues to be a big story, resonating in Washington, but also all across the country, including here in Georgia. We talk about the election, and so much fallout has happened since that debate here in Atlanta just a couple of weeks ago. And tonight, the president has been meeting virtually with Democratic leaders, Democratic mayors specifically, and we've been checking to see who's on that call. Specifically, we've been trying to find out if Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens was among those who virtually logged on. We still don't have an answer either way, if he was part of that call or not, which really could be telling. Either way, when we talk about what's happening and some of the support and for and against President Biden and what he should do, whether he should stay on the ticket or whether he should step down, and then if he were to step down, what happens after that? And so much of this is coming to a head because we have the Republican National Convention that's happening next week. We know that President Trump is said to be close to naming his vice president choice, and so a lot is happening day by day on this. And our political reporter Doug Reardon is covering Campaign 24, and he looked into some of this today, and here's what he found out.
Still on shaky ground with Democrats, President Joe Biden went to the local level Tuesday, scheduling a call with Democratic mayors in major American cities. While Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens will not be on that call, the president has spent the last few days meeting with Democratic governors and Democrats on Capitol Hill to assure them he's up for another 4 years on the job.
I think it's been a matter of listening to everyone, giving everyone an opportunity within a safe space to say what's on their minds.
Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson has been in those Democratic meetings. He said despite news reports, Biden has overwhelming support from House and Senate Democrats.
But there has been no mass movement in the Democratic caucus to move away from Joe Biden. There's not been a sense of panic among the caucus.
Johnson did say those who have floated names have noted Vice President Kamala Harris as a possible replacement, but he doesn't think it'll be necessary.
In my estimation, the president has a whole lot more support than he has those who want him to step down.
The First Lady rallied in Columbus, Georgia this weekend, saying her husband has every intention of staying in the race.
For all the talk out there about this race, Joe has made it clear that he's all in.
Not all of Georgia's congressional delegation has thrown their support behind Biden. Senator John Ossoff and Representative Lucy McBath, to name a few, have stopped short of fully supporting the president's re-election bid.
So that report from our political reporter, Doug Reardon, who's been following every bit of this day after day to see what happens from here. And this is one of the stories we will be following tonight for Atlanta News First at 10 and 11. And so we will be updating this story. We'll try to be finding out if Mayor Andre Dickens joined that call virtually tonight and what came out of that call and what was discussed. We know that the president's going to be having a news conference on Thursday, and we know that a lot of lawmakers are watching this to see if he takes questions and how does he do. And so that'll be adding to all this over the next few days. Shifting gears now, we've been talking about, the weather outside, and it's just been an interesting run here. This afternoon we had some scattered storms moving across North Georgia, and we had a first alert weather day, and our team of meteorologists were tracking every bit of this, and we show you a live view out there right now and how it's looking out there. I'm going to bring in meteorologist Fred Campagna here in a minute or so and try to find out, where we stand now. We look at this live picture, it looks pretty good. Fred's with us, and so what are you thinking here for tonight? How are we looking for tonight?
I think we're looking all right. Blair. I'll pop in and talk about some changes that are coming our way. So good evening, everybody. Let me just get situated here. Pop up, pop off. How do we get that to go away? What's the way to get that to go away? Go ahead, hit it.
Sorry, my friend.
Yeah, I just don't use those. All right, we're getting it here. There we go. Now you can see all of my weather graphics. All right. How's everybody doing this evening? It was another active afternoon. We had a first alert weather day for this afternoon, and things are quieting down this evening. So that is good news overall, and much better news coming our way. If you're sick of this humidity, it is going to get a lot more comfortable for us over the next couple of days. You'll really start to notice it tomorrow afternoon. So let's go back live outside here, take you through some weather graphics, show you what's going on. This is from the top end of the perimeter. It looks like we might even grab a little sunset here as the storms move out. The storms are weakening, as you can see. Northeast of Atlanta, a little shower activity showing up near Winder right now. Might sneak down into Athens. Athens was in the mid 90s this afternoon. Notice how these storms have been fizzling over the last hour or so. So they're falling apart. I don't expect much activity at all. Some of these storms very loosely correlated, I guess you could say, with Beryl. You can see the center of that storm's way up there, but it certainly drew some humid air to the north today, and there's one little spoke of energy that's coming through from that storm system. That's what prompted those storms that we saw this afternoon. But on the other side of Beryl, we're going to get into some much drier weather. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Temperatures outside right now ranging from the mid 70s to the mid 80s, and the dew point is still in the 70s. So it's pretty uncomfortable at this point. That changes some tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. Very comfortable tomorrow afternoon. Not as comfortable early in the day, but not oppressively humid for us to start on Wednesday. So overall, we gave it an orange bar. Yellow, though, the color for both Thursday and Friday. Or you could say gold, because we will be golden as far as the humidity goes in that time frame. Overnight tonight, again, the shower and storm threat diminishing. Notice how our activity goes away, and we're looking at sunshine in the forecast for Wednesday. Should be a really fine Wednesday, a beautiful Thursday. Breeze coming in out of the northwest tomorrow in the afternoon. 84 at noontime, about 88 by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperature flirts with 90 degrees. We've been back and forth as to whether we're going to put 90 on our 3-degree guarantee for tomorrow, and I think there's a good chance it'll at least get to 87. So putting 90 on there doesn't really matter too much as far as the 3-degree guarantee, but it does matter as far as our extending our heat wave another day. The heat wave hit 20 days today. If it makes it through tomorrow, it's likely on its way to a top 3 all-time longest heat wave. So it's going to be close for us. Notice that feel-like temperature Wednesday afternoon, slightly above 90 because still a hint of humidity in the forecast for us through early in the afternoon. Thursday's actual feel-like temperature could be lower than the air temperature. That's how dry the air will be. I expect it to get to 90 on Thursday afternoon, but with very low humidity. Friday, mid-90s, what it'll feel like, and then mid to upper 90s this weekend. Look at those weekend temperatures back up above 95 degrees, 96 Saturday, 97 on Sunday. Here's your 7-day forecast, and we are definitely heading back into some really hot weather. So Wednesday's the interesting one, right? If it hits 90 degrees, that takes our heat wave to 21 days, but then you can add on 2, 4, 6 more days after that, 27. 38 is the all-time record for Atlanta. I don't know that we'll get to 38 straight days above 90 degrees, but if we make it through tomorrow above 90 degrees, we have a good chance to have a top 3 longest heat wave on record. Rain chances non-existent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Looks like we'll have dry skies and pretty low over the weekend as well. I know we had to dodge storms this past weekend. It doesn't look like that'll be the case so much on this coming Saturday and Sunday. Have a great evening, and be sure to keep it locked to Atlanta News First. Okay, cool, thanks. Good to know.